Wow, that is something else. Look at that. That looks to me like it might be a swan.
Oh.
And you know, in the ancient mythology, many times Zeus would take the form of a swan. These little caricatures that you have on the side here, Chum, those are like little cherub.
This is a letter from President John F. Kennedy sent to my dad, thanking him for the wood carving that he carved, portraying John F. Kennedy during the 1960 debates with Richard Nixon.
Okay. In this case, it's from Senator Kennedy because it's dated January 13th, 1961.
The episode opens with an employee announcing their one-year review is up, and the others are shocked it's already been a year. The casual banter about not being pregnant sets the show's familiar, jokey tone. It immediately highlights the family-like dynamic in the shop. You can tell these guys have a real history together, which makes the impending end of Lily's internship feel more significant.
I have some news.
Not pregnant, are you?
No. My 1-year review's up.
It's been a year already?
Yep.
No way.
Yeah.
Well, it's been great.
Thanks.
We'll fill out your paperwork.
Give it to me. I'll
Right.
make sure it gets done.
Thank you.
All that's left to do is to review her performance.
Rick delivers his classic voiceover about family and never knowing what comes through the door. It's the perfect Pawn Stars thesis statement. This always signals we're moving from the personal shop stuff to the first crazy item of the day. It's a smooth transition that gets you ready for the history and haggling. The man knows how to frame his own show.
Damn, you actually look sad, dude.
I'm not sad.
I just don't want her to leave.
Chumley, life marches on. Friends come and go. You meet new people, and it all starts all over again.
Did you just read that in that book or something?
No.
At my shop,
A customer brings in a supposed Pony Express Bible, claiming it's one of only 300 from 1859. He hopes for $5,000. Corey is immediately skeptical, asking why a writer would carry extra weight. The customer explains writers took an oath on it. The clash between the seller's hope and the pawnbroker's doubt is instant drama. This is why we watch: the clash of stories versus skepticism.
This is a Pony Express Bible.
okay. So it's a quick read?
Quick read. Nothing to it at all.
Very cool. Where did you get this?
I got a friend of mine that cleans up after estate sale, and so he gave me a call when he had a box of old books, and this was in it.
The seller reveals his conflicting research, mentioning a museum exhibit and an auction house giving different stories. His confession, "I didn't know what to believe," is a huge red flag. In the pawn world, provenance is everything, and uncertainty like this tanks value. You feel for the guy, but Rick's spidey sense is clearly tingling. Time to call in an expert.
Sir.
I have, and I've got some conflicting information. The Museum of Biblical Art had an exhibit where it featured one of these. In their article, it stated that it was one of the original Pony Express Bibles, but then I talked to a guy at a pretty prominent auction company that told me a different story.
We cut to Lily's performance review. Rick praises her as a fast learner who shows up on time. Then Chum gives a hilariously backhanded compliment, saying he's glad she didn't pick up his habits. The casual, "What's her last name?" from someone just shows the chaotic, loving family vibe. It's a sweet moment before the potential goodbye.
You're a fast learner, show up at work on time. You're gonna do well in life.
Thank you.
Lily, be honest with you, I'm real proud of you.
Thank you.
What's her last name?
In a great twist, Rick offers Lily a paid part-time job since her internship is over. Her shocked, "You guys are gonna pay me now?" is priceless. Chum immediately undercuts the sweetness by handing her paperwork and saying, "Obviously you failed." This whiplash between sincere and silly is the core of their chemistry. Lily staying is a feel-good win.
Because you're still in college and you probably need the money.
You guys are gonna pay me now?
I can't have you work here for free forever, so.
Yeah, no, that'd be great. Thank you.
Here's your paperwork. Obviously you failed.
Okay.
Word to your mother.
The book expert Rebecca drops the bombshell. It's not an official Pony Express Bible, but related to the Overland Mail Company. She explains the Pony Express founder's strict moral oath for riders. Corey's joke about getting off a horse and going straight to the bar is perfectly timed commentary. The expert knowledge completely reshapes the item's story and value.
The 12 known that you're thinking that's a 1960 census. There have been a few discovered since then. That doesn't mean that they're not super rare. Definitely more than a dozen institutions, a few floating around private collections. Really hard to find. You have these 3 founders of the Pony Express. You have
Rebecca values the damaged Overland Mail Bible at $6,000 to $7,000. Rick's shock is hilarious. I was thinking you'd say like 300 bucks. This is the magic of expert appraisals, turning a dismissed item into a valuable piece of Americana. Rick's mind is clearly already switching to, how do I buy this? It's a fantastic turnaround.
At least double, definitely into the 5 figures, big deal, all right? Overland Mail was a slower, slightly different complementary company, but I would still put the value about $6,000 to $7,000.
Oh, really? In that shape?
In that shape.
The negotiation begins. The seller sticks to his $5,000 hope, but Rick counters low. They haggle down to $3,000, which the seller accepts, saying he'll easily go home with the cash. It's a classic Pawn Stars deal where both sides walk away feeling they won. The seller got good money. Rick got a rare historical item. Everyone's happy.
We want for it.
I really want $5,000 for it.
I'm not gonna do $5,000.
What will you do?
2,500.
Yeah, I can't take 2,500.
It's gonna sit for a while. I mean, you gotta find the right customer.
All right, why don't you give me $4,000 for it then?
No.
Now that Lily's paid, Chum immediately has her polishing silver. Rick catches them and is exasperated, saying Chum takes a mile if given an inch. This tiny subplot about workplace misuse is so relatable and funny. It shows Rick as the responsible boss reining in his chaotic crew. Chum's face is probably pure innocence.
Doesn't seem like something I should be doing. I don't even know how to polish silver.
You'll learn, trust me, this is what Rick wants. I'm really glad Lily got hired at the shop. I felt a little bit guilty asking too much of an intern, but now that she's getting a paycheck, all bets are off.
Rick confronts the guys playing catch in the shop. Chum's defense? We're throwing the ball. The argument that it's practically pre-lunch is peak Chumley logic. Rick shuts it down firmly. This slice-of-life conflict highlights the constant, gentle chaos of the shop. It's not all high-stakes deals. Sometimes it's about not throwing things indoors.
Should you get that silver polished?
It should be just about done.
Okay, now I see why you were all upset Lily was gonna leave.
Yeah, Lily helps me out around here. It's no secret.
Okay. You are not her boss.
I know.
You do not tell her anything to do. Corey does.
A rabbi brings in a powerful World War II poster depicting Nazi brutality in Czechoslovakia. Rick reads the chilling text aloud. The customer's statement, "Those who forget history are bound to repeat it," lands heavily. In a show often about toys and Bibles, this serious historical artifact is a stark, important reminder of the real-world weight some items carry.
All the men of Leidich, Czechoslovakia, have been shot. The women deported to a concentration camp. The children sent to appropriate centers. The name of the village was immediately abolished. Wow, that's a powerful poster. This is not Rosie the Riveter.
By no means.
After expert Mark Hall Patton confirms the poster's significance and history, Corey offers $1,500. The seller agrees immediately, thanking them. The respectful handshake and the hope that it finds a better home is a touching moment. It's a sobering deal, far from the usual haggling, showing the shop can handle history with the gravity it deserves.
I mean, how much were you looking to get out of it?
$3,000.
Yeah, I've seen the poster before. I think we could probably get $2,000, $2,200 out of it if we sold it.
Yes, I will.
Rick is furious about a missing book delivery, arguing on the phone. Corey tells him to calm down, suggesting he ask Antoine about packages. Rick's frustration with modern shipping is a whole mood. This opener perfectly sets up the episode's mail mayhem theme. It's a relatable struggle that immediately humanizes the pawn shop owners before the crazy items arrive.
Okay, it was 5 days ago I ordered this. All right, I will call you back in 10 minutes. I will check.
Why don't you just download your books like everyone else?
What you complaining about now?
No, I ordered some books, and the company I got them from says they were signed for and delivered a couple days ago.
A customer brings in a signed first edition Wizard of Oz book. He explains it's one of the first copies printed before it became a phenomenon. The seller's quiet confidence is intriguing. Rick is visually impressed, but notes the rough condition. The clash between potential value and physical state begins instantly. This is high-stakes pawn drama.
Brought you another very exciting book.
Okay.
The Wizard of Oz. Well, that depends on what price you pay for it, so.
Really interesting. Let's see what you got.
This is actually not only a first edition of the book.
The seller wants $10,000 for the damaged Oz book. Rick points out water damage and immediately decides to call expert Rebecca. His line about not getting excited until she looks is classic Rick caution. You can tell he's interested, but his business sense overrides collector excitement. The stage is set for an expert bombshell.
The earliest copies of the book, and also it is signed by the author, and I think that really adds to its rarity.
Let me get Rebecca down here so we can figure out what this thing is worth. Hang on a minute, I'm gonna give her a call.
Perfect, thanks so much.
A first edition Wizard of Oz can sell for tens of thousands of dollars.
Another customer shows an original mint-in-box He-Man figure. Corey geeks out, reminiscing about having the castle. The seller expertly identifies it as the rarer 8-back version and asks $1,000. Corey's nostalgia is palpable, but the price is steep. This is the toy collector's dream scenario, and you can feel the potential for a deal.
Pretty badass dude.
He wasn't real.
This guy's as big of a He-Man fan as I am. I think I'll get a lot of money for it.
This is awesome. I know all about these action figures. Mattel launched them in the early 80s, and I had all of them. I mean, I had a little castle and everything.
Okay.
Corey tries to negotiate the He-Man, saying he knows the market. He confidently counters the $650 offer with $500. The seller refuses, and the deal falls through. Corey's smug, "Hope you learned something today, Rick," is hilarious. It's a rare moment where Corey's expertise is showcased, and he's proud of it, even without a sale.
Let me negotiate here, Rick.
You know what? If you know about it, you know about it.
Can you give me a better price than that, something I could work with?
I know enough about the toy to know it's pretty valuable, and people our age want them now, so I'll come down to $650, final offer.
Expert Rebecca examines the Oz book. She confirms its huge cultural significance as an early American fairy tale. Then she drops the big reveal. It's signed, which is incredibly rare for this book. Her excitement is genuine, calling it kind of exciting. This signature completely changes the game, cutting through the terrible condition.
All right, I think I can guess, but tell me what your concerns are.
Am I gonna be able to sell it in that bad a shape?
I should tell you, by the way, I had it restored.
Yeah, I can see.
If that's restored, I'd hate to see how it was when you first got it.
Rebecca delivers the valuation whiplash. Restored, it could fetch up to $30,000. But in its current state, people will lowball. She reveals the restoration was done with damaging acidic tape. Her heartbreak over the neglected book is real. This is the expert moment that defines the item's tragic potential.
Restoration. And that can get really expensive too. I mean,
I know that.
Like thousands. Should the restoration go well, I could see that this copy restored fetching up to $30,000.
That's
okay.
Seemingly better.
The negotiation is tense. Rick offers a risky $3,000 project price. The seller says he has over $6,000 in it already, including restoration. They can't bridge the gap. The seller's "click my heels 3 times and take it home" line is a sad, witty Oz reference. A deal falls apart on the rocks of restoration cost and risk.
Projects with books. And sometimes they work out, sometimes they don't. You know, I don't mean to beat you up, but I'd risk $3,000 on it. I wouldn't risk no more. And I know it doesn't sound like a lot of money, but it's going to turn into a 2-year project for me. That's the problem.
I understand.
A new customer brings a massive Turbo Drive 2 arcade game, a one-of-a-kind prototype. He wants $3,000. Corey is shocked by its size and immediately challenges him to a race. The spontaneous gameplay in the middle of the shop is pure, joyful chaos. It's a fantastic visual break from the book drama.
The guys were nice enough to bring this in.
But they weren't nice enough to help you out, were they? That's awesome, man. Can you tell me about the history of the game, or?
Well, Turbo Drive was a game that was developed by a Spanish company for the arcade market, and they licensed the technology and the rights to make this game to a company in Buffalo, New York called ICE.
Corey loses the arcade race to the owner. He immediately roasts him. For being the owner of this game, you kinda suck at it. The playful trash talk lightens the mood brilliantly. It shows the fun side of pawn life, where an appraisal can start with a head-to-head competition.
All right, and watch your speed limits there. Second gear, go. All right, speed limits are up a little bit now.
There is some kind of skill to it, though. It's not just holding the joystick down as hard as you can.
No, you're not just mashing the pedal down. There we go, round the curve, this straightaway. Okay, the speed limits are down.
Expert Nick arrives for the arcade game. He explains its history and why the original is more desirable due to a bottleneck feature. He values this unique piece at $2,500. His knowledge is deep, highlighting that rarity doesn't always mean high value. It's a nuanced lesson in collectibles.
This is Turbo Drive 2. It was made in 1992 by ICE. The originals were made in 1988. It's hard to find some of the originals now that are working. They have a real bad power supply problem. It's kind of cool to see their attempt at innovating this game. There is some big differences between the original and this one.
Corey lowballs the arcade game owner at $1,100, citing the space it consumes. The seller, not wanting to haul it away, reluctantly accepts. His admission that Corey had him in a bind is an honest look at pawnshop leverage. It's a tough but realistic deal, contrasting the earlier failed ones.
Do I think I could sell it and do I think I can make money on it? Absolutely. Do I think it's going to take some time? Yeah. So that's my offer, $1,000.
Well, how about if we say 1,500? That way it gives you can make 1,000 on it.
Buddy, I'll do $1,100. I can't really go, but.
All right, I don't want to haul it with me. Just do it.
Deal.
All right.
The episode circles back to the mail saga. Rick and Corey bicker over a package addressed to Richard Harrison, arguing about their shared first name. Antoine's deadpan, "I can't believe you forgot your son's name," is the perfect chaotic punchline. It ties the mail mayhem theme together with a family feud bow.
What are you going to give me for it?
Okay, it is not the 3rd grade, okay?
He's gonna bust a blood vessel, boss. Just give him his toupee. It don't look like no book I ever seen.
Motorcycle parts.
The episode opens with a guy cleaning out his grandma's garage, finding a propeller. He claims it was a gift from Charles Lindbergh for selling war bonds. The immediate question is what grandma was up to, setting a humorous tone. The lack of documentation is a huge red flag right away. This is classic Pawn Stars, an amazing story with zero proof.
So what do we got here?
What is this?
This is a propeller passed down to me. It was a gift to my grandmother that was given to her by Charles Lindbergh.
Hey, Rick, that matches your head.
The old man examines the propeller, joking it matches Rick's head. The seller reiterates the Lindbergh story but admits he doesn't know what plane it's from, saying it was never put on one. The story is already getting shaky. The propeller itself is in perfect condition with crystallized wax, which is cool, but the provenance is everything here. The drama is in the details they don't have.
Into the pawn shop today to sell my Charles Lindbergh propeller. It's been in my family for years. It's been a treasure to them, and now it's no longer a treasure to me.
So tell me the whole story.
The whole story of this thing is that it was a gift to my grandmother from Charles Lindbergh for selling war bonds during World War II.
A new customer brings in a massive flintlock musket he found in his grandma's garage. Rick identifies it as a Muscato, similar to a shotgun. He explains the dangerous, inconsistent brass-making process of the era and the proofing at the Tower of London. The sheer brutality of this weapon's purpose is laid out instantly. You can tell Rick is fascinated but deeply skeptical.
You know, this is the last of her stuff, and I'm hoping it's worth some money.
I think this is a musketoon. This thing's real similar to a modern-day shotgun. It doesn't fire one projectile. You'd shoot it right into a crowd of somebody, and then turn it around and use it as a club.
Rick reveals his doctor diagnosed him with stress caused by everyone at the shop. The old man's solution is a bottle of Jack, not talk. Rick tries using stress balls, which the old man mockingly says stresses him out more. This B-plot is a hilarious look at the generational gap in handling pressure. The family dynamics are the real comedy gold here.
Lately I've been feeling under the weather, so I went and saw my doctor, and all she can say is, I'm stressed out.
So what did the doctor have to say?
Said I have too much stress in my life.
Too much stress?
What do you mean, stress?
She says I have high blood pressure as a result of stress, and she thinks it's because of all of you.
Expert Sean examines the musket. He delivers amazing news. The lock and barrel are from the 1680s, restocked around 1740. It's a recycled, refurbished weapon that saw centuries of service. His thrill is genuine, calling it very, very rare, and something you read about in books. This is the expert moment that transforms a questionable item into a museum piece.
Here, I mean, every screw seems different. The lock on it, I've never seen a lock like that.
Whenever I examine an antique firearm, there's kind of a laundry list of things that I go through. How original is it? Has there been any restoration, replacement part? Has it been cleaned and cleaned in the wrong way?
Sean gives the valuation, a conservative auction estimate of $10,000 to $15,000. He emphasizes most museums don't even have one like this. The seller's eyes must have popped out of his head. This appraisal completely changes the negotiation game. Rick now knows he's dealing with a rare treasure, not just a garage find.
So what's it worth?
You have no idea what you have here. You know, you don't find this every day. I mean, it's 100% real. And it's worth quite a bit of money.
The negotiation is tense. The seller starts at $10,000. Rick offers $4,000. They haggle, with Rick finally offering $6,000 as a final offer. The seller accepts, and they go do paperwork. Rick's fear that he overpaid is palpable, but the rarity won. This is the high-stakes gamble that defines the pawn business.
And just say 10.
Okay, without a doubt, I really want this thing. $4,000.
I do want cash today.
Okay.
$4,000 is a little too low. I'm at 10, you're at 4, 6,000 final offer, take it or leave it. I understand it.
Rick throws the stress balls in the trash, saying they just frustrate him more. Chum and the old man mock him, offering back rubs and magic hands. Rick's deadpan, "I really hate you both," is peak sibling energy. This comedic break highlights the shop's chaotic family vibe, which is ironically the source of his stress. You can't script this kind of chemistry.
I tried them, they don't work.
Maybe you weren't using them right. Maybe you weren't breathing properly.
Last week, I went and saw my doctor, and she diagnosed me with being stressed. And I've been squeezing these damn stress balls. If anything, all I do is just get more frustrated.
I didn't see you try once.
Aviation expert Mark examines the Lindbergh propeller. He confirms it's a pre-World War II civilian propeller, but dismantles the story. He notes Lindbergh was in the isolationist America First group and didn't do many bond drives. Most damningly, the Spirit of St. Louis had a steel propeller, not wood. The expert methodically destroys the family legend with historical facts.
I'm the administrator of the Howard W. Cannon Aviation Museum, and if this can be connected to Charles Lindbergh, it would be a valuable piece from a collector's standpoint because they would want that associative, connection with Charles Lindbergh. I can tell you it's probably pre-World War II.
The seller insists his family wouldn't lie to him. The expert suggests it was likely a different pilot. Without documentation, the Lindbergh connection is dead. Rick and the old man offer $1,500, advising him to take it home and find proof. The seller wisely chooses to do more research. This is a lesson in how family lore often crumbles under scrutiny.
My first guess would be that it was a different pilot that might have presented it. There are a lot of very famous pilots that did work with the bond drives.
Thanks, Mark. I really appreciate your time.
Not a problem. Thank you.
Mark. Even though Mark couldn't verify this propeller for us, it's still an antique. Since I can't tie it to Charles Lindbergh,
A customer brings a keychain he claims is from Willie Nelson's 1990 Mercedes. The old man is instantly, gloriously skeptical. The seller says his dad, a car dealer, gave it to him after buying the car at auction. The old man's legendary line, "The day he gets Willie Nelson to certify that is the day I'll retire." His cynical wisdom is always a highlight.
That belonged to Willie Nelson in his 1990 Mercedes-Benz. I'm looking to sell this keychain mainly because I have so much stuff at home, and I try to focus on rock and metal, and this country thing just doesn't fit my style. Old man, can you come look at this?
Sean returns to explain the Moscato's brutal use in British naval warfare for clearing decks with nails and glass. He then meticulously loads it with black powder. The description of close quarters, nasty combat is chillingly vivid. This isn't just a gun, it's a historical instrument of horrific violence. The setup for the test fire is incredibly tense.
Awesome.
So who would actually shoot this thing?
This was British military, primarily the Royal Navy, and these were designed for clearing the deck, and they would be loaded with rocks, nails, glass, you name it. And then guys would be positioned strategically, and at that distance, you're gonna have a spread.
They fire the Moscato. The massive blast is visceral. Rick declares, "In one shot, all my stress went away." He renames it the Stress Reliever. This cathartic, explosive conclusion to the stress storyline is both hilarious and deeply satisfying.
3.
in one shot, all my stress went away. So good.
How's that for stress?
The intro teases an original Iwo Jima drawing, a $40,000 Roman duck lamp, and a Poison Platinum album. That's a wild range of items for one episode. The quick cuts set the pace for a history and rock and roll mashup. You know Rick's gonna have to call in multiple experts. This opening perfectly promises high stakes and eclectic pawn shop chaos.
I have a Roman ancient bronze duck lamp.
Kind of scares me to ask you what you want for it.
I have a platinum album from Poison, the fabulous Bret Michael.
That's pretty cool, and he signed it.
Yes.
Back then, I had some pretty nice hair, too.
A seller presents an original pencil sketch of the Iwo Jima memorial by sculptor Felix de Weldon. Rick recognizes it immediately. The seller explains he got it from a gallery owner who was personal friends with the artist. The plan is to use the money for his grandkids' education. That's a noble goal, but with no paperwork yet, it's a huge risk for Rick.
I'm right here.
I'm sorry, your bald spot was blinding me.
Felix de Weldon.
Who's that?
He's the one who did the giant statue of the guys raising the flag. The island of Iwo Jima, one of the most important battles of World War II.
Mark Hall Patton, the historian, arrives and tells the incredible story behind the iconic flag-raising photo by Joe Rosenthal. He details the battle, the second flag, and the accidental snapshot that became a symbol. He calls it arguably the best-known image of World War II. This context skyrockets the drawing's emotional value, making the seller's $18,000 ask feel more grounded in its historical weight.
You're talking about an image that was a snapshot. Tremendous battle, a terrible battle. Already raised the flag. They were going to raise a second one because the first one wasn't big enough. They couldn't see it from all over the island. And he sees just out of the corner of his eye the flag starting to go up.
Chum meets a customer with a Roman bronze duck lamp from the 1st century. Chum is scared to even touch it. The seller explains it's an oil lamp, possibly for ceremonies. When asked the price, the seller says $40,000. Chum's shocked O is priceless. The sheer audacity of that number for a small, ancient lamp sends him straight to the phone for an expert. This is a classic overreach.
Ancient bronze duck lamp.
I'm almost afraid to touch it, really, man. The word ancient just scares me. I don't want to be the one who breaks it.
Yeah, right?
All right, so what exactly is this?
This was a lamp used in ancient times, the Roman culture, to light up a room.
Art expert Brett examines the Iwo Jima drawing. He notes the graphite indentations and says the signature looks appropriate. However, he points out the provided certificate is from an unknown entity. His verdict is a cautious, probably authentic, valuing it near $20,000, but advises getting more provenance. This definite maybe puts Rick in a tough spot. It's valuable but risky without solid proof.
Now, did you already weigh in on the piece?
I've said a few words, yes.
Okay, so it's kind of like I'm the monkey to your Jimi Hendrix. I'd like to take a real quick second and look at it under a loupe. Sure. Real quick.
A woman brings in a Poison Platinum album signed by Bret Michaels. Rick geeks out, sharing trivia about the band and his own past hair. She's selling it for her 20th anniversary gift fund. She asks $5,000. Rick is interested but scared of charity auction pitfalls, so he calls for an expert. Her nervous hope is relatable. You want this cool item to be real for her sake.
I have a platinum album.
I think one of his famous quotes is he wanted to make sure that his parents always hated the music he played. Presented to Bret Michaels to commemorate worldwide sales of more than 32 million copies combined.
Expert Phineas examines the Roman lamp, calling it a swan, not a duck, linking it to Zeus mythology. He explains the cherub designs symbolize love and marriage. Then he drops the value bomb, $1,000 to $1,500. The seller wanted $40,000. This is one of the most brutal expert reality checks ever. Phineas even calls himself a dream buster. The customer's face must have fallen through the floor.
A guy came in with this lamp in the shape of a duck. He says it's Roman and worth 40 grand. I have no idea if it's real or even worth that much, so I called Phineas in to help me out.
Hey, Chum.
Hey, Phineas. Good.
Really good to see you, brother.
Well, I think you're gonna be even happier when you see what I have here.
Wow, that's a Roman lamp.
Chum offers $400 for the lamp based on the expert's appraisal. The seller, clearly insulted, says he'll have to pass. He leaves confident his beautiful swan will bring him cash someday. This is the classic pawn shop standoff where sentimentality crashes into cold, hard market reality. The guy believed in his treasure, but the shop couldn't risk that massive gap.
400 bucks.
400 bucks?
It's a beautiful piece, it's nice, but $400 is what I see comfortable putting money into it.
So I'm gonna have to pass on your offer.
All right, well.
They obviously thought that this was an ugly duckling.
A man brings in a military payment certificate from the Vietnam era, hoping to get $250 for his son's Boy Scout trip. Chum explains the sad history of this morale killer currency given to drafted soldiers. He notes the staining hurts value and offers $125. They haggle to $125, and the deal is made. It's a smaller, more human deal with a wholesome goal behind it.
Military pay certificate, $20 one, and they were paid to military personnel, the American dollar out of enemy's hands, 1972.
So how was Vietnam?
For my son to go to a Boy Scout trip this summer.
The Iwo Jima drawing seller returns with the needed paperwork, letters from the sculptor's widow, notarized documents, photos, and a bill of sale. Rick is satisfied, saying, "Now we have a whole chain of custody." He honors his earlier offer of $15,000. The seller is thrilled to fund his grandkids' education. This is a win built on patience and proper documentation.
Felix de Weldon, one of his sketches of his famous memorial.
Right.
If I remember right, I offered you $15,000 if you had all the documentation.
Here it is.
Let's see what we got. Oh, you even got it notarized?
Yes.
The expert for the Poison album is Bret Michaels himself. Rick is friends with him. Bret confirms it's a limited, legit charity plaque made for his foundation. He points out specific authenticating details forgers miss. He says they auction for $5,000 to even $30,000 at charity events. Having the actual rock star verify the item is the ultimate pawn shop flex. This is incredible.
Hello, how are you doing?
And there she went. I don't know why, but a girl has never reacted like that to me.
This is the platinum record she wanted to sell me.
Rick offers the woman $2,500 for the album. She negotiates, citing Bret's advice not to beat her up. Rick holds firm and she accepts. She says meeting Bret Michaels made the whole thing worth it. Rick then reveals he'll donate it back to Bret's charity for a tax write-off. The deal comes full circle in the most feel-good, rock and roll way possible.
I'll tell you what, I'll give you $2,500. Okay, I think that's fair.
Well, Bret told you not to beat me up. That sounds good.
We got a deal?
Deal.
Okay. I know I'm running you all over town, but if you meet me back at the pawn shop, we'll do some paperwork and I'll get you the cash.
Okay.
Okay? Thanks
Sounds
a lot. I
good.
really
Thank
appreciate
you.
it.